and their discipline right now is doing so many things for them. Allowing Morgan Burke to be offensive in the front row is going to add a whole different layer to their offense as well.
Look at that, Mac. Michigan almost doubling up Minnesota in kills, 35 to 18. That looked like it hit Nyambio in the head. Really, it bounced on her. Hansen bounces that one off the Michigan block. That's more Nyambio style.
I mean, Nyambio's everywhere, and I'm not sure she even knows it. Way to use your head, I guess. Right off her noggin there, but then she cleans it up quite a bit with this absolute monster of a block. Pressing her hands over, there was nowhere for that outside hitter to go.
A 6-1 run for Michigan here, led in part by Serena Nyambio, the team's most tenured player in her 96th match, and she was not fooled there. A block solo for Nyambio.
That is proof of experience right there. Nyambio so aware that Stella Swenson wants to be aggressive and going up and not letting her do it.
Third set, and Serena Nyambio has come alive. Blocks by Serena Nyambio, and as you said, Mac, way to use her head.
Yeah, she's an impressive blocker. I mean, takes some smarts to do that. So, and she actually studied for the MCAT and took the MCAT in the middle of preseason. So she's got multiple talents using her head in volleyball and in school.
That's Dr. Nyambio to you, as she will soon be known. And she's got 3 of Michigan's last 4 points. And the Wolverines on a 7-1 run here. Over to Jacobs. Myers passes it back to Hansen. Here's the free ball. Back row, Demetrician smokes it off Gilk. Hansen, Doug Johnson. Nyambio, the hot hand as of late for Michigan. Thibault, Hansen. Michigan kept it alive, but Minnesota wins the point. Too many touches on Michigan's side of the net.
Michigan being scrappy over there, but how about this Minnesota defense? I mean, that's a hard-driven ball right there that Gilk was able to absolutely body up in front of her and give her team an opportunity to stay in the play for longer.
Hansen serves. Jacobs blocked, gets it back and dunks it home. 11 for Allison Jacobs, a match high.
Another side of that fast offense is that the blockers, if they do get there, sometimes only get a soft touch on it. So that ball is going to go up in the air. And if that comes back on your side, it's almost like a free ball and another opportunity to do what you want.
What a start to the night for Allison Jacobs, hitting .375. And Acevedo is rejected and lands on Minnesota's side of the net, and Michigan's block has been almost dominant.
How about that discipline from Serena Nyambio to be able to bounce back after this? She jumps with Stella Swenson, rightfully so, but then gets her feet there and is still able to put her hands in Acevedo's face. That's impressive.
Michigan has 3 blocks in the set, 6 for the match. Stella Swenson is on the bench right now for Minnesota as Keegan Cook brings in Georgia Lee to run the offense. Here's her pass to Lauren Crowell, who's also into the game for the first time for Minnesota, looking for a change of pace. And that's a step in the right direction, point Minnesota.
A good opportunity for Minnesota just to look at something different. Maybe run a different offensive speed, have a couple different options out here. We'll see what they can do with it.
Lourdes Myers to serve. Jacobs from the back row puts it down.
But that's hard to defend there. You can run as many different offensive options as you would like if you're Minnesota, but you've got to have the defense to back it up. And that's where Minnesota needs to lock in right now with their block and their defense. They need to extend these rallies and then put balls in places where people can score.
Greskovich the serve for Michigan. Lee throws it to Acevedo. Dug by Jacobs and over to Demetrician. Heck of an effort by Thibault, but it's a point for the Wolverines.
The hustle is what's impressive right now. Both sides are hustling, putting their body in front of the ball, keeping the play going for longer. Allison Jacobs with a solid dig, and Thibault trying to keep that alive for longer.
Kreskovic, another serve. Crowell, dug by Kreskovic, but off the antenna. Point Minnesota.
Smart tip from Lauren Crowell, knowing that Kreskovic is in the left back zone right there. She's not normally the defender that she sees back there with Maddie Cochran, who picks that ball up generally. So she tested her out, tried to see what she could get out of her.
Kreskovic to the bench, and Stella Swenson in to serve again for Minnesota. Carly Gilk checks in as well. She serves Demetrician, who gets it back from Burke and tools the block for the Michigan point.
Minnesota's weak point is not usually their block. I'd like to see Gilk get her hands over faster in the face of the outside hitters here. She's a little bit late, and that opens up her hands to the outside of the court, exposing her and allowing Demetrician to absolutely just tee off.
10 kills for the sophomore Demetrician, her 5th game with 10 or more kills. Taylor is blocked by Jenna Haynes for Michigan. Acevedo plays it tight to the net. Cochran for Demetrician, cross court out of bounds. Point Minnesota.
I love that at the start of that rally, Swenson went for it. She tossed that ball up to the middle there, out of system, very much so. It paid off.
Minnesota certainly has not used this as an excuse, but running out their 12th different starting lineup tonight. They have lost 4 starters, 3 of them to season-ending injuries. And they are on their 3rd libero in Kate Thibault, who is certainly capable of being a starting libero for many other programs, but that's just the way the position has turned. Cross-court kill there for Lydia Johnson to put Michigan back up 5. And now 6 after the attack error by Minnesota.
Going back to that Johnson kill, I feel like she's got a magnet to her ball in that deep corner right now because she's getting so many kills in that far cross-court corner. It's impressive.
Michigan's got 3 players with 10-plus kills. Jacobs, Johnson, and Demetrician. Michigan hitting .325 for the match. And we talked about Allison Jacobs at the start of the broadcast. What has impressed you about her tonight?
I mean, the balance opens up Allison Jacobs. Because there's so many other options on the Michigan offense, it allows Allison Jacobs to tee off, especially with that tempo. I mean, they're keeping that tempo in system, even out of system sometimes too. I think that's another piece of it too, is that they're going out of system they're going to tempo even out of system.
We showed the stopwatch, if you will, when they are in system. That's a ball that's going from setter to Jacob's swing in less than a second, which you said is basically as fast as you've ever seen?
It's as fast as you can go, pretty much. I mean, I remember in college at one point I was trying to set Gabby Gonzalez to the pin at 1 second, and the connection was so hard to achieve. I mean, the level of communication and the amount of time that we spent in the gym getting reps in, it was endless, just a cycle of go, go, go. We got it down eventually, but it's hard to do. So that's major props to those two for figuring out that dynamic. It's not easy to do.
So what's the customary amount of time for an offense to run like that? Is it 2 seconds, a second and a half?
You know, I don't have the exact answer for you. I think it's system on system. Some coaches aren't going to go and time their sets. Coach Virtue was talking about how they timed their sets early in the season, more like in January, and got into a rhythm with it then, and then they don't have to time it as much. And she was like, I don't even know what our average time is. And I was like, oh, I do. I went through and timed all of your sets because it's just that impressive.
That's what coaches do in the offseason. They do the deep dive into the numbers. Free ball here for Minnesota. Thibault up to Gilk. Dug by Demetrician in the back row. Thrown over to Jacobs. Dug by Thibault. Great play. This is Gilk. Burke. Demetrician denied. Hansen throws it in the lap of Demetrician. Jacobs dunks it. Now, Minnesota's bench adamant that there was a double contact there.
I don't know, but how about this Minnesota defense? See about laying out for that ball. That's good on Michigan, not hitting the ball right to her lap, making her work for it, but Allison Jacobs just absolutely slam dunks that ball. Followed up with a nice chest bump there, too.
All systems go for Michigan as Jacobs has 13 kills. Haynes set in the middle. That's a point for Michigan. It was touched.
See, it starts with that second ball there. That ball that was set from Minnesota's middle is still a hittable ball. I'd love to see Julia Hansen go and take a big rip at the ball set cross court from Jordan Taylor, which was high and inside and in a spot where she could take a rip. Sending a free ball to any team in the Big Ten is going to result in a ball bounced in your face.
Jordan Taylor, point Minnesota.
Jordan Taylor able to find some fingers there, keeping Minnesota involved. A good way to do that is definitely keep running their middles. I think more production from their middles will help ease this gap.
Haynes inside the 10-foot line, her fourth.
And production for their middles will help expand this gap. Michigan's got such a balanced offense right now. They've got players with 10-plus kills on all pins, and then their middles, keeping them involved in this offense is going to be a huge key, and just keep expanding this gap.
Michigan still doubling up Minnesota in the kill department. That is touched. Point Michigan. Johnson with the swing and the kill.
Again, Johnson cross court right there. Minnesota's got to make an adjustment. It's a decision at this point.
Cochran serves for Michigan, closing in on a set 3 win and a 2-1 lead in the match. But Gilk tools the block well for Minnesota.
Throwing Gilk in there on the right side creates a different look. Not just because she's a lefty, but also because she runs a little bit of a faster tempo there on the right side. So Allison Jacobs is having to adjust her block a little bit, and not quite there yet. I would run that more next time around because it looks like Minnesota has switched into more of a 6-2 system here.
Julia Hansen, that eats up Cochran. And Hansen needed that mentally as much as anything else. She's got 7.
Absolutely. That was a mental play right there. It started with the dig from Georgia Lee in right back. That big dig like that gives her team momentum, and it forced Hansen to get the juice she needed to go take a big rip at that ball.
Hansen with a .318 hit percentage, 3rd highest in the conference coming in. 7 kills, 7 errors for her tonight. Lauren Crowell from out of bounds. Hansen on the free ball for Michigan. Burke to Johnson, she's blocked, and there was net contact there. And a point Michigan on the net violation.
That's one you definitely want back if you're Julia Hansen right there.
Amy Collier and Grace Haney, the only hitters in the Big Ten ahead of Julia Hansen. Still plenty of time for that hit percentage to go up for Hansen tonight. And the kill for Serena Nyambio.
Hey, if you're Minnesota, you'd rather have 2 defenders going for it than none. Serena Nyambio on the slide has really picked up. That isn't something that they typically have to run because Michigan usually runs a 6-2, but having this 5-1 offense allows Serena Nyambio to go behind. That's a huge tool for them.
22-14 Michigan in the 3rd. It feels like we've watched 2 different matches. The first set handled by Minnesota, 25-18, and Michigan has come alive in sets 2 and 3. There's an ace serve for, oh, hold that thought. Michigan brings it back from almost out of orbit, and Allison Jacobs puts it away. Wow, what a comeback on that point for Michigan.
I mean, I was going to talk about how the difference to me felt like the serve and pass game. And right there, Minnesota almost resulted in an ace with this tough serve, putting some pressure behind it. But Allison Jacobs is just playing so smart, rolling that ball into the middle of the block to get a recyclable ball, another opportunity. That's how you play the long game.
Demetrician hammers home the overpass, and Mac, I do just have to shout out Trixie McMillan on the previous point for Michigan, taking a ball that should have been aced and keeping this rally going for Michigan. They have set point now. This is Jacobs. Ace serve, and Michigan takes a 2-1 lead.
Serve from Jacobs right there with some heat behind it, resulting in an ace. I think controlling the game behind the service line is a huge key, and Michigan has swung that around and is taking it over now. I think first set Minnesota had it, and now Michigan's got it in their lap.
25 points for Minnesota in the first set, 26 points combined in their last two. The tide has turned. Michigan is in the driver's seat.
Marathon.